Hey, what's up, guys? It's Brian here from Full Body Athletics. Today we are October 20th, and I don't know where you guys are in the world, but here in Montreal, it's a very gloomy day. But we gotta appreciate it. We gotta appreciate the cold and the hot weathers. It can't always be hot. It can't always be cold, right? Today I want to talk to you guys about something that's really, really important for me, and that is working on yourself. Okay, the podcast is called Upgrade Mentality because the goal of this podcast is that you could upgrade mentality and maybe upgrade your mentality and maybe think about things differently than you would otherwise. All right, very important, guys. Always in life, continue progressing, continue getting better, continue learning, right? We can always change our mindsets, our point of views about anything and anything according to the information that we get. So seeing that this podcast is about upgrading your mentality, today I want to talk about a book review that I wrote about recently on my blog, fullbodyathletics.com/blog. You're going to find it here. It's called The Book Review. And today's book review is from a doctor a psychologist by the name of Dr Dweck. And this book is called Mindset: Changing the Way You Think to Fulfill Your Potential. So the premise of this book is very interesting because Dr Dweck starts this whole research, right, where she's trying to find out what differentiates people that make it far in their careers. It could be business, it could be sports, it could be anything, and people that don't. And what she realized throughout their studies is that there's not one factor. It's actually adopting a certain mindset, and this mindset is called growth mindset. So what's interesting in this book, she makes parallels between one super positive mindset, which is growth mindset, and the other, which is fixed mindset. So to get started with this article, in the first part here, we're going to talk about the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset. All right. And afterwards, we're going to just dive in to how to use growth mindset in our workplace. All right. So how to adopt this certain mindset for it to help us in our workplace with our colleagues. And also how the growth mindset could better our relationships, because we know how important love relationships are, but not just love. It could also be friendships, it could also be family relationships, and now how it can help you. And we're going to end by a little nice conclusion to wrap it all together. So let's start here. So what is the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset? In the first part of her book, Dr. Dweck examines what attributes do high-level athletes and performers and business people have in common. While the question may appear simple, there are not one or two attributes that make someone rise to the top, to the main, and stick there. What differentiates them is what we call growth mindset. In her book, Dr. Dweck observes that people who adhere to the growth mindset do not believe in talent nor natural ability. For them, even geniuses have to work hard for their achievements. They may appreciate words of praise, but instead they value hard work. No matter what abilities, right, and I'm raising my fingers here, you have, for them, effort is what ignites that ability and turns it into accomplishment. For people that have growth mindset, every new day brings a new challenge, and even if they were good in algebra, for example, does not mean they will be good in calculus. People with growth mindset search for clues, tasks, new practices that better their current state. So basically, the big difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset is that the growth mindset doesn't believe in natural ability. It believes in working hard. Fixed mindset, which is the complete opposite, does believe in ability and does believe that people that went far in life, they attribute it to luck. People from growth mindset do not believe in luck. They believe in hard work. What's interesting in this part of the article here is that Dr. Dweck gives an example of Michael Jordan. So Michael Jordan was a great proponent of this mindset. For every successful shot he took, he famously said, "I missed 1,000 shots." For them, when the brain is challenged, they go forward and practice or stay put until they find solutions that are needed to get over the certain obstacles. In the fixed mindset, people may be blessed with natural talent or ability, but because of this, they become complacent. This mindset limits achievement, it makes effort disagreeable, and leads to inferior learning strategies. What more, it makes these same people turn into judges instead of allies. Important achievements need a clear focus, all-out effort, and bottomless trunk full of strategies while having allies in learning. Fixed mindsets believe in stereotypes, and this limits their growth. It defines them and invades their comfort and confidence. Let's say your stereotype, right? In your mind, taking this example, if you're a basketball player, in the case of Michael Jordan, if you're a 6-foot basketball player, that's considered being really short because the league average is about 6'7" to 6'8". So if you don't have that self-confidence in your abilities, you're going to limit those stereotypes of being tall. Basketballers can only make it far. It's going to affect you as a basketball player, in which will probably hurt your growth. Contrary to popular belief, Michael Jordan was not a natural. He was often viewed as the hardest worker basketball has ever seen. He constantly worked on his weakness, his defensive game, ball handling, and shooting. Once after a game during his time in North Carolina, he missed a shot and his team lost. The next day, he practiced that shot for 7 hours. That, ladies and gentlemen, is growth mindset. So we can tell, right? In the case of Michael Jordan, obviously him being able to practice for such long durations is what really helped him achieve greater success in his basketball career. But how does using the growth mindset work in our workplace? How can growth mindset help us? One, we are in a workplace, get better, get more aware, be better with our colleagues, etc. The growth mindset holds many different values in many areas of life. One place it can really truly help is your workplace. Dr. Dweck gives light to a study that where two groups were formed to lead a complex management task in which they had to learn how to match workers with jobs and motivate them. One group was trained with a growth mindset and the other fixed. Both groups started with the same ability, but as time went, the growth mindset pack clearly outperformed the fixed mindset group. The members of the growth mindset were much more likely to state their honest opinions and openly express their disagreements as they communicated about their management decisions. Everyone was part of the learning process. Highlight, everyone was part of the learning process. For the fixed groups and their obsession about who is smart and dumb and their disapprove ideas, that open productive discussion did not happen. So instead of working together, all they were doing is trying to find who is the boss and trying to be mad at each other for not being as smart as one another. In the late 1980s, one of the world's finest computer companies was headed towards the brink of destruction. So in 1993, they turned to Lou Gerstner to become the new CEO and revive the company. This company was called IBM. In this famous company, IBM, they had a fixed royalty syndrome. There was no teamwork, only turf wars. What did he do? He first opened channels of communication up and down the company. He visited all different operations and offices, talking about how together they can strengthen the company. He attacked the elitism of the company, disbanded the management committee, and went outside for the upper echelons of expertise. He then fostered teamwork inside the whole company. He rewarded people who helped their colleagues and based executive bonuses more on IBM's overall performance and less on their individual units. He also demanded better execution and valued customer care and respect. What happened? In 2002, exactly 10 years afterwards, when he handed the company, the stock increased by 800%, and IBM was number one in the world of IT service, hardware, enterprise software, and customer service. It was back on top. What Lou Gerstner did wasn't magic. He redefined the structure by implementing a growth mindset procedure throughout all branches, allowing everyone's voice to be heard while focusing on teamwork and communication as keys. Lou Gerstner was not a phenom. What he was is that he was a very smart, rational man. What he wanted to do is bring people together, because having a common goal and working towards a common goal is what makes a company successful. Focusing on teamwork and communication. So now I may be asking, where's the juicy stuff? How can it help me to better our relationships in general? When it comes to relationships, it can be bettered by utilizing a growth mindset approach. You see, relationships are different, and most people hold on to past relationships that hurt them. Instead of learning, forgiving, and growing from them, they instead hold on to burden and unforgiving. In the fixed mindset, we believe that our personal traits and relationship qualities are long-lasting and we cannot change. However, growth mindset believes that things can be developed and change. All you and your partner, the relationships are capable of growth and change. In the fixed mindset, people live happily ever after and ride off the sunset without ever working on a single problem, which is impossible. In the growth mindset, there may be initial combustion, but they don't expect magic. They believe that a good, long-lasting relationship comes from continuous effort, from working throughout inevitable differences. Every successful marriage demands an effort to keep it on track. There is constant tension between the forces that keep you together and those who tear you apart. With a growth mindset, they don't believe that our partner should agree to all our demands. Instead, they see it as an opportunity for growth and compliance. They also do not believe that problems indicate character flaws. Instead, criticizing the person, they look at attacking the situation, exploring solutions and potential to improve. It's important to mention that the author specifically says that the belief the partners have for the potential to change should not be confused with the belief that the partner will change. The partner has to want to change, commit to change, and take concrete action towards change. All that being said, what is growth mindset in a nutshell? Very simply, guys. For business, we want to open up, have proper communication, and respect our colleagues. In relationships, it can be the same thing. We want to open ourselves up, not to expect their person to be perfect, work on our flaws, and work on our partner's flaws. Growth mindset is in not believing that your current state is permeable. Your current state can always be changed as long as you believe and as long as you work hard at it. I really appreciated this book for many different reasons. One, because it gives me hope, right? That we can always get better. Because even sometimes myself as an entrepreneur, I believe that sometimes I may be limited. And when I read a book like this, I realize how much work I still have left to do and how much better I can still become. I also really enjoyed this book because I got to travel different planes. One of relationships, business, sports, education, and many other important subjects in our lives. For this book, I gave it a 7.8 out of 10 for its healthy advice and modern approach. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this beautiful podcast. Hopefully you guys remember the important values here to remember. Sorry. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my first ever solo podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed listening to me. If you're having a rough day, remember, some days are good, some days are bad, but the most important thing in life is life. There's ups and downs, but we keep it moving around. Have yourselves a great day, guys. Be good. I will see you soon. If you want to get into shape quick and stay in shape for the rest of your life, Full Body Athletics is the place to come. Have yourselves a great day. Be good.